Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give a try on this YouTube cooking channel thing. Let's see what we get. What we'll be making today is beer bread. I'll hold it up so y'all can see it. The biggest problem, there is a little difficulty with making beer bread because every time I open the beer, I want to drink it. Now, first thing we got to do is have 3 cups of sifted flour. Now, sifted flour. Why? Well, because you want to fluff the flour. It's the difference between making your bread really dense or making it fluffy. So I always thought it was BS, but I actually tried it and it works. Well, Bert, dang, who's got a sifter anymore? It's not the 1940s. Well, if you don't have a sifter, you have a metal strainer. It does the same thing. So let's get ourselves 3 cups of regular old do-it-yourself flour. There's 2 cups. And 3 cups of flour. Take that and move it out of the way. All right, so now you got 3 cups of flour and you got a bowl. Now you got to sift it. So all you do is just take it and just bounce it. Just tap it, do whatnot. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's going to fall right into place. So we're going to get it all in there. All right, so it's all in there. Wonderful. So the next thing we're going to need is 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Now I tend to use, well, everybody's supposed to use 3 even level spoonfuls. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, and 3 teaspoons. Cool. So we need 1 teaspoon of salt. Regular old plain Jane run-of-the-mill salt. And it's in there. All right. Now at this point, if you want, oh, as I was, you need a 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to give us a 1/4 cup of sugar. Got to have something for the yeasties to eat. And there's that. So now, if you want to make something special here, this is where you put it in. Garlic powder, if you want it to be a garlicky flavor, oregano, basil, whichever sounds best for you. This is where you add it if it's a dry ingredient. Now, if you're putting in a wet ingredient like wet garlic, you're going to want to do it after you put the beer in there. So, next thing we're going to do is mix it all together. Just a quick spin to get all the ingredients mixed together. I'm not using a whisk or anything like that. That's the cool thing. This is so easy you don't even have to have like a blender or any of that other junk. Now I got all those toys, but this is so quick and easy I prefer to do this one. All right, so now we're going to add 1 bottle of beer. Now, I used to have a bottle opener around here somewhere. There we go. If I could figure out how to open it. There we go. Oh, shit, a minute. All right, so now we're going to dump 1 bottle of beer. Hardest part of the whole thing. Perfectly good beer. Now, we got all that together. We've preset the oven to 375. Now, you're going to mix all this together. Do not use a blender. You're just making a mess. Don't use a whisk. Because whoever's in charge of cleaning that whisk afterwards will dog cuss you. I'm going to mix all this together. I'm just using a regular old wooden spoon. Spatula. You know, one of them wooden ass things. All right, so we got all of it rolled together and everything. And it's a somewhat consistent dough ball. Now, cooking spray. All right, we got cooking spray on this bad boy. Now, we're going to take the dough and literally just plop it into a cooking pan. So we got it all in the baking loaf tin. That's it, loaf tin. Hey, I'm gonna cut me a break. So I'll scoop out all this junk, get all this shit cleaned out, flop it in there. Now let's ease it down just a hair. There we go. Now with this, you're gonna want to push it out till it's somewhat level. It is very sticky dough. You stick your fingers in there, you're gonna wish you had. I'm making this just plain Jane. I'm not sprucing it up or anything like that. But now, that's your result. You've got it in there, you've got it smushed. Now comes the fun part. One stick of butter. Make sure it's all melted. Sure enough. Now, what do? You're gonna pour that right over the top of your bread. Make sure you get it in all the crevices and all the gooey spots. Okay, there we go. Toss that in the sink. Toss that in the sink because why? Because we clean up after ourselves, or we get in trouble and we're not allowed to play no more. All right, this and this, and ew, mess. Now, final result. That right there. Now we're going to take it and we're going to pop it in the oven. We're going to pop it in for an hour at 375. Set timer. Now, 1 hour. Now, since I had done this earlier, but I didn't do it on video, rookie move. I look like an idiot. Now I have an extra loaf of bread, but that's cool because after an hour, you let it rest for 15 minutes. Once you let it rest for 15 minutes, then it's time to turn it out. Now, if you take a look here, this is what we're looking at. Very brown, very clumpy and glumpy. Flip it upside down, and we have a nice loaf of bread. Homemade. Everyone will flip out because, you know, we made homemade bread. So now we're going to take and we're going to cut us a slice of it real easy. Now, show you, as you can see, we're talking a nice thick bread, but extremely soft and easy to push on. And you hit this with some butter and some jam, and too much can't be beat there. So that was our first adventure. I can't guarantee it was great, but I can guarantee if you do what I did and do it exactly how I did, you're going to wind up with a really good loaf of bread. Thank you very much for your time. And hey, go ahead and hit the like. Let's see what else we can come up with. Y'all take care.